My name is Karen Edwards and I work for a company called Event and Show Services. My current role there is I'm one of the event directors for the company. My job would normally involve organising and planning large scale events, so events from outdoor exhibitions or conferences or dinners. At the moment it's a little bit different, so my role at the moment involves in a lot of planning for what we're going to do in the future. It involves a lot of networking and generally trying to keep the business name out there, so people, when they're ready to hold live events, virtual events or hybrid events, they're thinking of the business. Why do I love my job? I love my job for lots of different reasons. One of the main reasons is I love the people that you meet when you're in the event industry. You meet lots of different people from different backgrounds doing different jobs, and that's all really interesting. I love the pressure that goes with it, so I love the planning side of it. I love having an idea and a concept and then working through the actual process all the way through to delivery. I love it when the event's over and you can sit back, relax and think that was fantastic. So I think with the events world, you have to love what you do and you've got to love all elements of the job. But for me, the people are a massive part of the event industry, and also loving the planning and delivery side of things. School has helped me in my job because it allowed me to meet lots of different people. It allowed me to study lots of different subjects, and it allowed me to gain that freedom and independence. And I think the school subjects that my job involves the most are languages, so languages, English and maths. Now, people might think that's a bit strange, but I think with the event industry, you need to be a good communicator. So having a more linguistic background or creative background helps you to communicate with people. English is really important anyway, and particularly with events, because you are writing emails, you're writing briefs, you're communicating to people. So you need to do that in a clear, concise manner. And maths. Now, maths, not everybody likes maths, but you do need to have a maths brain to be in events. You need to understand budgets, so you need to understand how the spreadsheet works, what the figures mean at the end. So for me, I think the school subjects that my job involves the most are languages, English and maths. College helped me in my job because it allowed me to have more independence again, and freedom and more responsibility, and also to study different subjects. I did go to college because the school didn't offer all the subjects that I wanted to study. So when I went to college, it gave me a chance to study law, which is an area that I was really interested in. It also gave me the chance to meet different groups of people. I got to travel on my own, so I got the train every day to college. So you were kind of growing up and learning responsibility as well. University has helped me in my job for lots of different reasons. One, because I moved away from home, so you learn how to cope on your own. Two, you meet loads of fantastic people, and these people that you meet are the people that you kind of then grow with as you go into your career. It also allowed me to study different subjects again, and to a higher level, and meet people that were kind of like-minded to you. So at university I studied law and German. I did those subjects because I wanted to have a really broad knowledge and experience. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do, so I thought if I keep my options quite broad, law I thought was really interesting because of the history, the politics, the humanities, the people side of things. And then German, I was really interested in languages in general, and I think that linguistic side is really important. The jobs I've had in the past include a lot of events jobs. So I've been an event administrator when I started out in the events world, so that was for a charity, and that was basically understanding events and just putting sort of basic packages together. I then worked as an event manager for the Hilton Metropole in Birmingham, and that was running large scale events, anything up to sort of 2,000 people. And then I went to the ICC, the International Convention Centre in Birmingham, as a logistics event manager, and again I did a lot of events there, so anything from meetings, conferences, dinners, exhibitions, anything from sort of 5 people again to sort of 6,000 people. I then decided that I wanted to look at events in a different light, and I went in-house. So I worked for a media company, and I was their senior events manager there, so I was responsible for all their events. So with that role, I was actually looking at booking venues, liaising with vendors, negotiating contracts, and then planning and delivering the event. And then probably my last role is I decided to freelance, so still work in the event industry, but work for myself. So putting all of my knowledge and experience into this freelance role, so I can go and work for other people and support them on their events. And the most experience I'm proud of in all of my jobs I've ever done is working for the NEC group. It's a bit broad, but I'll explain. I loved working at the NEC group for a whole variety of reasons. One reason is I got to work on Conservative Party conference and the Lib Dem Party conference, and it was such tremendous pressure and a lot of work, a lot of long hours and a lot of tears, but it was so fantastic to put all that effort in with the other organising parties, with Birmingham City itself, and actually deliver these two fantastic events that were televised, that famous people came to, politicians came to, so it was fantastic to be involved in that. My role for both of those events, for Conservative Party conference and Lib Dem Party conference, was to look after the fringes. Now, fringe meetings are little side meetings to the main event, so what that means is that people can kind of book meeting rooms throughout the day on a timetable. So over the 3 days for Conservative Party conference, I had to handle 450 different meetings. So it required a lot of planning, a lot of spreadsheets, a lot of communication backwards and forwards, and kind of just that constant flow of information coming in. The other thing I'm really proud of while I was at the NEC is during my time there, the NEC group were awarded a catering contract through Amadeus, and they actually delivered the catering for the Olympics. So one of the parks, Amadeus actually ran the catering points there. So we could volunteer to go down and actually be part of that team, and it was amazing to be part of something completely different that I've never done before, but to see a team coming together to work in this amazing venue and to be part of something truly historic. So that was just fantastic to be able to do that. The 3 pieces of advice I would give to anyone working in this job or in the industry are: before you come into this industry, make sure you do some research as to where you want to go. So do you want to be client side? Do you want to be venue side? Do you want to be agency side? Make sure you do some research, because the roles are very different. Get experience before you look into it. So if you want to study at university, fantastic. Make sure as well, in your kind of free time, weekends, holidays, downtime, you're actually either volunteering to do work or getting some paid experience. So things you can do that are really beneficial are go and support a local charity with their kind of like fundraising days, race days, anything like that, and organise something for yourself. So organise a party for your family or for your friends, or, you know, again, just make sure you are working to get that experience. So when you are then applying for jobs, people can see that you have actually done what you say that you can do. Things like book a holiday. So plan a holiday, but also plan the budget. So if you've got so much money to book a holiday, write it down and work out how you're going to allocate that money. It then gets you thinking how you need to think in a event situation. And probably the last piece of advice then is talk to people that are in that industry already. So use your social connections, use your networks, use people you know, ask teachers, lecturers, friends to introduce you to people that are within that industry, and talk to them about what it's like, because that's the best way to understand what it's actually like to work in the industry. What advice would I give to anybody starting any career is have a think about what's out there. There's lots and lots of jobs out there. Just have a look. Do some research, talk to people. You know, the internet's amazing now. You can search for anything. So do research properly about what you want to do. Look at what's involved in getting to that. So if you want to be an astronaut, how are you going to get there? So what training needs to be done, what courses do you need to do, what degree do you need to do, what training do you need to do, what fitness do you need? So make sure you've researched all of that before you go down that career path. Things like if you want to be a pilot, you know, you need to make sure you've got that you're fit and healthy. And if you want to be a doctor, you know, you need to be really good at all your sciences. So it's making sure that you have got the ability to do that, or you can get that ability, or you can do training to get you in that position. The person who gave me the best piece of advice I ever got was one of my old bosses, a gentleman called Simon Price. So when I worked at the Hilton, Birmingham Metropole, as one of their event planners, I worked there for nearly 4 years, and I did, I don't know, thousands of events for them. When I started, I hadn't actually got that much experience, but for some reason he gave me the job, which was fantastic, and I will always thank him for that. But I always remember him saying to me, in this industry, so in the events industry, it will take you 3 years to understand what you're doing. He said the first year, he said, you'll just kind of get on with it. You'll bumble along and you'll make it all happen, but you won't really understand what you're doing. When you get to your second year, you understand what you're doing because you've either worked with that client before or you've experienced that situation before, so you'll be prepared for that. And in your third year, you'll be prepared, so you'll be happy, confident, and you'll be predicting what's happening, so your planning will be a lot better because you'll have foresight that these situations could happen. So I really valued that piece of information, or that advice that he gave me, because I think when you're new to a job or new to a career, you worry about what people's perception is of you, and you feel that you should just get everything straight away, but you don't need to. You know, you're still learning while you're on the job, and all of us learn every day. So actually, you know, the first year that you're in your career, you've just got to take all the information in, absorb it. The second year, you can put into practice what you've learned, and the third year, then you can plan and think about what could happen in different situations. If you want to know any more about me and my job and my business, my name's Karen Edwards, and the company I work for is called Event and Show Services. Our website is www.eventandshowservices.com, and you can find me on LinkedIn. I hope that's been interesting. So thank you very much. Bye.